Hello everybody and welcome to my September wrap-up. September was a freakishly amazing reading month for me. I read a grand total of 29 books. Actually, it was one manga, which was the Pride and Prejudice manga classics, and then 28 novels. Yeah, 28. What? As always, all the pictures of my favorites from the month. I didn't include all the pictures to the books that I read in the Glamorist Histories series. I read the first three. I will have at least the first book, Shades of Milk and Honey, featured up here, but I do mean the whole series that I read in September. I'm still currently listening to book 4, Valor and Vanity, and loving it. Lord Byron has showed up. It's awesome. I also did not do another Pop the Culture, and that is because I have decided to do something a little different with those. The whole idea of when I did Pop the Culture was really to take something of classic lit and tie it to something of young adult lit, or at least popular lit. And really what I was doing was sort of taking the element of popular lit, or at least YA lit, and dissecting it kind of as deeply as I could take it. And I've decided what I'm going to do is just sort of incorporate that into my full book review. So when you see that I've posted a longer review, it means that I've taken the time to dissect something. So I'm not gonna make them separate things unless it's just something that I really want to ramble about. As I said, September was a freakishly good reading month, and it wasn't just because I read a lot, it was because I read a lot that I really liked, and I discovered some new writers and new things that I really enjoyed. So let's just go through my Discover New Writers Awards for the month of September. First, I want to shout out to Charlie Ann Holmberg for her novel, The Paper Magician, which is the first book in her projected trilogy. This is a book that I got through the Kindle First program, so I got this book at a really discounted rate before it even released, so I can't remember how much I spent on it. I think I spent like $1.99, and then I got Whisper Sing for Voice, so I got the audiobook for like $1.99. So I spent like a grand total of $4 on an ebook and an audiobook. Like, can you go wrong with that? This was a really sweet story filled with magical realism. Really fun. I highly recommend it. The second book, The Glass Magician, is coming out fairly soon, I think. I know I've already pre-ordered it, so I know once it comes out it's just gonna download straight to my Kindle. Next, of course, I have to give it to Pierce Brown for his novel, Red Rising. I already did a huge review on that novel. I will link it down below. This book was absolutely astounding. I need Golden Sun. Can't even explain how much I need Golden Sun, like physical need. I need it. I was able to recommend this book to my best friend, and he's reading it now, which means all I'm getting are these various references to Red Rising into my texts all the time. So he mentions like pit vipers and hell divers. It's just sort of funny because that's how he is. He'll always send me little random clips from books that I've recommended to him. Between that and the Bone Season, we're like two of the biggest nerds in the world. My next new discovery was that of Patrick Rothfuss for his Kingkiller Chronicles, so obviously The Name of the Wind and The Wise Man's Fear. I read/listened to both of these this month, and if you've seen those books, they're like little bricks. They're huge, but they're absolutely amazing. I loved the plethora of really dynamic female characters, and I love following Kvothe as a protagonist. He's just so interesting, and how he's sort of a unreliable yet weirdly reliable narrator. I have a feeling this whole narrator business is gonna bite me in the ass. Only 2 more in this whole like Discover New Writers. I read a lot of authors who were new for me this month. What can I say? First, gotta go with Andrew Smith because I read Winger, which I absolutely loved. But he rugby punched me in the feels. Like, right in the feels in the span of 1 chapter. I was like perfectly happy, reading along, laughing, enjoying myself, had that gnawing sense of dread that something bad was gonna happen, and then boom! I was like crying over my book. And my mom was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No! I'm not okay! This is not okay!" On the plus side, I think she might actually want to read Winger now, so hey, there's something. And the last writer whom I discovered this month is Mary Robinette Kowal for her Glamorist History series. So in the month of September, I read Shades of Milk and Honey, Glamour in Glass, and the third book, Without a Summer. As I said, I am currently listening to the 4th book, Valor and Vanity, right now, and then I have to wait for Of Noble Family to come out. Did I mention I really don't like waiting on series? I hate waiting. I hate waiting. Once I read Of Noble Family, I will of course then do a huge series review on this, but I will just say right now that the Glamorous History series is a fantasy of manners series, a term and even a subgenre of fantasy I wasn't even aware of until I saw a video by Sana over at Inkbones Books where she talked all about fantasy of manners, and this series she mentioned as being essentially if Jane Austen had lived in a world of magic. I was like, I don't even really care what these books are about, I at least need the first one, I need to know what that's all about. So got that, it was freaking amazing. What? Why were these books not in my life sooner? Yeah, that's it from me today, you guys, so until next time, cheers.